this game are sick. There, now that's nostalgic. Hey everybody, and welcome to Carnabrin Plays. This is Carnabrin, and I'm going to be playing Final Fantasy VII this time. So this game is one of the most influential games, probably of all time. Now I originally had intended to make like a big special event in order to cover this game. I wanted to wait until I was better at doing recording, better at editing, and just more experienced all around before I tried to tackle this game. But the remake of this game is on the horizon. It's coming out next year in March, and I don't have time, basically, to practice and get better at doing this. So I'm going to just do it now, and we'll see how it ends up. What I originally wanted to do was I wanted to have like a deep dive into this game. I wanted to have character analysis. I wanted to have like a review. I wanted to have like in-depth talking about every little aspect of this game, like just completely tear it apart and talk about every little step. But like I said, I don't have the experience really to do all that stuff. So I'm just gonna do a playthrough. I'm gonna give it my best shot. I'm going to give it my all and try to just put everything into it that I can. I'm playing the original version of the game, emulated on the PS3. There have been a bunch of releases of this game. There's a PC release and there's a PlayStation 4 release, which have a little bit updated graphics, very slightly better graphics. The reason I'm playing the original version is what they also did is they retranslated the game. So I don't want to, I want the original janky, shitty version of Final Fantasy VII. Because the original version has a lot of typos and a lot of errors because it was translated by like one guy, which I think is amazing. Because this game's got more dialogue than like an encyclopedia, and I just find it crazy that one guy tackled the entire translation project. And because of that, there's flubs all over the place, and there's errors, so I wanted to see this game, or I wanted to experience this game with you the original way, with the grainy graphics and the best that one guy could do translation of the game. So here we go. This is it. So how I'm going to do this is my episodes are not going to be 20 minutes each. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tackle each section of the game like one at a time, and I will split the episodes up into sections based on what I'm doing in the game. Episode length will differ from episode to episode depending on what I'm doing. So this is the opening screen, and this is just a picture of the Buster Sword, and new game or continue. So let's start a new game. So if you listen really super closely, you can actually hear voices. Very, very faint voices, besides mine, as we look out into space. And then we transition to this girl's face. Behold these graphics! So now what this girl is doing is she's looking at a leaking Mako pipe. She seems to be holding some flowers and walking out into the town proper, or into the city proper. It's a bustling city, as we can see, with kind of steampunky cars. And we zoom out. We see these big glowing lights, smokestacks, the huge city of Midgar, and Final Fantasy VII begins. This opening shot is so cool. Zooms all the way out and then slowly zooms back in as a train pulls into the Sector 1 Mako Reactor station. And the awesome music starts up, and here we go. Judo throw! Judo kick! Those guards are taken out. And Cloud flips onto the scene. Come on, newcomer, follow me. And here we go. Final Fantasy VII begins in earnest. Got a potion from that guy. And the first battle begins. Oh, this music is so good. So yeah, so this game is like one of the, it's like one of the most important works of fiction in my life. I absolutely adore it. Probably better than any movie or book or other video game that I've encountered so far. It came out at like a big, it came out like when I was like preteen, and I played it in those years and in my teen years a lot. And it kind of changed me as a person due to like the themes and the characters and the just overall goodness of this game. I'm going to change the ATB to wait, and I'm going to change the battle speed to faster. So this way the battles will go by fast, but I can still kind of pause them if I want to talk, or if I want to plan out what I'm doing. And we can see our first character doesn't really have a name yet. He's just listed as ex-soldier. Which I'll talk about in a second. Wow, you used to be in Soldier, alright. Not every day you find one in a group like Avalanche. Alright, so this is one thing that that kind of confused me when I played the game the first time. Soldier, in all capital letters, is a wing of the military. Like a very advanced or a specialized group. It's kind of like the Marines. Or, think of them as like SEAL Team 6. Like, they're a very, like, top military group of very hardcore fighters. When I first played, I just thought they meant just like any soldier. Soldier, aren't they the enemy? What's he doing with us in Avalanche? Hold it, Jesse. He was in Soldier. He quit them and now is one of us. Didn't catch your name. So this is our main character. This is us. An extension of ourselves. This is Cloud Strife. And he's a very deep character that I can't really go too much. I can't really describe him too much at this point in the game, because learning about him is kind of the whole point. His last name, Strife, is a hint at he's had a hard life, and it's not going to get any easier as the game goes on. So let's stick with Cloud. Cloud. Cloud, I don't care what your names are. Once this job's over, I'm out of here. The hell are you all doing? I thought I told you never to move in a group. Our target's the North Mako Reactor. We'll meet on the bridge in front of it. Ex-soldier, huh? Don't trust ya. So this is Barrett. This is Barrett Wallace. He is the leader of this ragtag group, this mercenary, or not mercenary, this resistance group of fighters called Avalanche. And he has got some history with the Shinra Corporation, who created this giant reactor. If you put, all right, this is some of the translation errors. So this says if you push. First of all, I hate this when a video game does this, like when they break the fourth wall in order to tell you like how the controls work. So if you push the directional button while pushing the cancel button to run, earlier mark X. So what this sentence is trying to say is if you push the directional button and the cancel button together, you will run. And the cancel button is X. And here the camera zooms in and Cloud gets a good look at the reactor. With the symbol on it there. Alright, so now this area is right before the reactor. This is around the train station. This is like a little like junkyard where the troops would keep their stuff and the people who work at the reactor would keep like their odds and ends. And it's patrolled by Shinra soldiers. Now this is soldiers lowercase. These are like the grunts of the army. That's these guys. This guy with the machine gun. Now I'm getting attacked really quick because I said the battle speed up. Now I think I can pause it if I'm... Yeah, so I can pause it. So the army also has these kind of attack beasts. They're kind of like panthers with tentacles coming out of their head. They're trained to fight alongside the soldiers. There you go. There's Cloud's little victory flourish there. He spins his sword over his head. Now you can see like the piping and all the little odds and ends here. Here's a light powered by the Mako energy. This sign here actually... Oh, hold on. Let's finish this battle. So Cloud was formerly in Soldier, so you can see that he makes kind of quick work of these normal grunt troops. Which kind of shows like the difference between like these normal guys and this special fighting group Soldier. Like there's a big difference. Yeah, so the sign here is just warning that there are intruders. So Shinra, the Shinra army knows we're here. All right, so this is the reactor. Now this is it's a little hard because these are old graphics. Crap. Interrupted due to fighting. So some of the normal, or some of the newer versions of this game, warning, 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 warning. Yeah, so this is their security. This is a Mono Drive B. I have no idea. I think this thing's a robot, or like a security system. Anyway, it's gone now. That's just showing you that yeah, we've set off the alarm, and they know we're here. So here, yeah, this is the reactor, and this area is trying to give you a sense of scale. This reactor, this big thing here, is like maybe a few like a mile or two up off the ground. Like it's really, really super tall. Stories and stories above. And if you look down below, those are actually the slums. So Midgar is a giant city that is built on a plate above a previously existing collection of towns, or yeah, collection of towns, and you can actually see them down there. They're kind of like faded and blurry and pixely, so it's hard to make out, but those are like the ghettos of the city now. I'll secure the escape passage. Concentrate on the mission, Cloud. Geez, we're really gonna blow up this huge furnace? This'll be something to see. Yeah, so our mission here is to destroy this reactor, which is humongous. It reaches all the way down to that lower level and actually goes up into the air quite a few stories too from this point. So this is the original battle system for Final Fantasy VII. As you can see, there's like a little gauge on the lower right hand side that fills up based on my character's speed. It's called the active or ATB system, active time battle or ATB system. And I don't know if I can get it to a fight. Let's see if I can get it to a fight here and see if I can show you. Nah, I guess not. All right, next fight I'll give it more. I'll show the system a little bit better. Yo, this is your first time in a reactor? Gotta work on my Barrett voice. No, after all, I did work for Shinra, you know. The planet's full of Mako energy. People here use it every day. It's the lifeblood of this planet, but Shinra keeps sucking the blood out with these weird machines. I'm not here for a lecture. Let's just hurry. That's it. You're coming with me from now on. Whoop. So if you're wondering where Barrett went, he went into Cloud's pocket. That's actually the canonical. So a character merging into you just means that you're joining up with you and you're walking together. So now you can see Barrett is in my party. So it's Barrett and Cloud are traveling together, and this character Cloud that you see walking around is just a representation of those two people walking together. Since this is kind of an early, it's not really an early PS1 game, but things were still kind of hard to figure out, and programming was still coming along. So having multiple characters running around on the screen at once was kind of difficult to do. So they just have Cloud represent the party, and then they'll break apart when a character other than Cloud wants to speak or interact with something. So let's talk to Jesse here. Biggs and I got the code for this door. Code deciphered. Think how many of our people risked their lives just for this code. Code deciphered. Say anything different? Nope. I think that might be a little nod to Star Wars, maybe, that line. When they give the line of many Bothans died to get this information on the Death Star. Let's open this. And we get a Phoenix down. Now, this means so down is like the soft, cushiony feathers of a bird, like under the top layer of feathers. So that is one of those cushiony feathers from a phoenix, which is a bird that comes back to life after it dies, and it's affiliated with fire. So, like, if somebody mentions a phoenix in literature, it usually means like rebirth. So you use that feather on a character who's been knocked out in combat, and they'll come back to fight. But that's just for combat. You can't use it in the story for some reason. Whoop. Push that button over there. Switch on. Alright, so this elevator we're riding actually goes to the base of the reactor, which is stories and stories down below where we were standing before on that bridge. So we're basically on that. When we were on that bridge heading into the reactor, we were at the level of the city that floats above, or that is structured above the little towns. Now we're taking this elevator down to ground level, which is, I don't know, 100 stories down or something like that. Woo, excuse me. All right, so now Barrett's going to give us a little bit more explanation why he's doing this. Hold on, let's see. Let's see if I can pull out. Yeah, let's see if I can pull out an inner Barrett here. Little by little, the reactors will drain out all the life, and that'll be that. It's not my problem. The planet's dying, Cloud! The only thing I care about is finishing this job before security and the robo guards come. Ooh, that makes me so angry! I love the little... So, as you can see, the characters are not rendered super detailed. So what they would do is they give each character like these mannerisms or these little emotes that they do to give them more character and give them more feeling, and I fucking love it. You'll see as we meet more characters, they each have their own like kind of unique stances or habits that they'll do with their hands and the way they stand with their legs that give them all personality. And it's fucking awesome. It's one of the great things about this game. And I hope when they remake it, it's not lost in the remake. Oh, this is a back attack. Okay, so now when I get hit in the back here, I'll be taking extra damage. I don't think magic damage counts actually, so I don't think these guys. I don't think these guys are doing too much damage to me from the back attack. Now Barret. Now also when you're attacked from the back, your party switches positions. So what I'm doing is I'm having Cloud step closer to the enemy so he can do more damage to them. Barret doesn't need to do that because he's got his gun. And there's our first victory fanfare, which is a staple in all the Final Fantasy games, I think, starting from the first one. Alright, so here I'm going to explain about why the back attacks hurt, or why they fuck you up a little bit. So as you can see here, we have Cloud and Barret, right? We can change the order that they are, that they basically are in battle. This order doesn't really matter much. The only thing this really changes is when you save, it'll have the first character, the character in this area up here, their name and their level and their hit points and magic points will show up in the save. Other than that, it doesn't really matter. You can switch them around however you want. I think you can do that too. You can have them stand a little further apart, whatever reason, aesthetically. But what you can also do is you can have a character stand in the front row, which is this, or the back row, which is this. Standing in the back reduces the damage you take from enemies, like the physical damage. Magic doesn't matter. It also reduces the amount of damage that your character does. But with characters like Barret, who use a gun, which is a long-range weapon, you can put him in the back and his attack doesn't suffer at all. So it's a good idea if you want to keep Barret alive to put him in the back so he takes less damage. But the thing is when taking less damage, his limit break, which is that bar next to the weight bar or next to the ATB bar, will go up slower. Now limits are like, I'll talk a little bit more about them later when we see one. But they're super cool! Alright, so those, there's a lot to talk about. I'm kind of stumbling over myself. Alright, let's get out of here. So as you can see, we're going even further down. Push the OK button. Push the OK button in front of a ladder. Alright, so Jesse's just teaching us how to interact with things. You can see all the piping and inner workings of this giant skyscraper-sized reactor. Alright, can't talk to her. She's just repeating the little tutorial. I love all the little details in the backgrounds. They're really cool. You can see a lot of work went into even though they're just like 2D paintings, a lot of work went into making these things like super detailed. And that's one thing about the remake that I'm gonna like miss, is just the amount of detail in the background. Alright, so now we're either at ground level or a little below it. And you can see these big pipes are here. Let's see. Ah! Alright, hold that thought as I explain the battle system. So what the active time battle system does, alright, let's pause it, is every character in this battle, the characters that I control and the enemies, have a little bar or a little meter that goes up. And when that meter is full, you get to take an action. So it's like a turn-based battle system. And as you battle, like you know, you each take your turns, one after the other, and I'm trying to fight and also explain how the system works. It's very awkward. Let's try that again. Alright, let's see if I can explain the battle system as best I can here. So, every character on this screen, even the enemies, have a little meter that fills up based on their speed. And when the meter is full, that character gets to take an action. So you see, like here, when Cloud's meter will be full, then I can take an action with Cloud. And he performs that action based on where he is in the lineup of actions being performed. So basically you take a turn when your meter is full, and the enemies take their turn when their meter is full, and so on and so forth. There you go. So that machine there is weak to lightning, so I took it out in one shot. After the battle you get experience, which is basically a number representation of your character growing, or gaining experience in battle in real life. And you get an AP, which is that's the growth of your materia, which we'll talk more about later. And you get Gil, which is this world's money. So now I hopefully won't get into another battle, but here we're either on the ground level or a little bit below ground, and we see these big pipes that you see this yellow, or not yellow, this greenish bluish mist is coming up. So those pipes are drawing or withdrawing Mako from the ground. And it's sucking it up into the reactor, where it's being refined and turned into electricity to power the city, basically. So Midgar, Mako, I should say, so there's like the top layer of the Earth, or this planet's called Gaia. This is the top layer of the planet, or the crust, the planet's crust, and under that is this layer of Mako, which is sort of like a liquidy, but also magic kind of substance. And there are areas in the surface, or in the crust, that are thinner, so you can more readily extract the Mako. That's why this city is here. This is one of those thin areas where there's like a big pool of this Mako energy right under the surface. So they decided to build the city here and extract it in large quantities. So I just picked up a piece of materia. So these are basically crystals of refined, or of refined, I would say, or condensed Mako. There you go. There's the word. So materia forms like diamonds, like over hundreds of years through pressure and whatever heat. I don't know, but mostly through pressure, I think. The Mako will solidify into these crystals, and through the crystals you can draw on different powers. So this one is restorative power, so if I equip this if a person uses this, they can heal another person's wounds. Cloud has Cloud has an ice and a lightning materia, so those crystals attached to his weapon allow him to use this magic. Basically, it allows you to draw on the power of the planet, or the power of life, to do different things, and the different kinds of crystals do different things. I'll get more into that later. When we blow this place, this ain't gonna be nothing more than a hunk of junk. Cloud, you set the bomb. Shouldn't you do it? Just do it. I gotta watch to make sure you don't pull nothing. Fine, be my guest. Watch out. This isn't just a reactor. So yeah, so that was a voice in Cloud's head. What's wrong? Huh? What's wrong, Cloud? Hurry it up. Yeah, sorry. the alarm goes off. Even more than it was already going off. Heads up, here they come! And we get attacked by one of Shinra's advanced robotics, the Guard Scorpion. And this is the first boss of this game. So what the Guard Scorpion does is it picks a character with its scope and then shoots them in the face, which is what we don't want. Being a machine, it's weak to lightning. It's also weak to getting shot. Alright, so the Shinra company has like the most advanced technologies in the world. So they have these robotic guards and like turrets and stuff like that. They're super hyper advanced, and what allows them to do this is basically because of the Mako energy, they can power these big machines. Now the technology isn't like super hyper advanced, like we're never going to run into, say, oh wait, hold on. We're never going to run into, say, like artificial intelligence or anything. They basically just boil down to attack machines or tanks with very basic AI, like shoot that guy or hit him with your tail or whatever. It's never like we're never going to run to a point where we're talking to a machine or anything like that. Now this is one of the bigger mistranslation problems in the game, which is going to come up right now. Barret, be careful. Attack while its tail's up. It's going to counterattack with its laser. Alright, so now see, now the mistranslation there is Cloud is supposed to say don't attack while the tail's up because it will counterattack with its laser. So, yeah. But because of that screw up, when you attack it with its tail, it does this. Fucking fucks you up. But fortunately, when you take a lot of damage, you get access to your limit attack, which Cloud has right now. Now I'll use these and kind of explain what they are. So limit break is this. It's basically pushing yourself beyond what a normal human could do. And so like right there, that was braver, that Cloud attacks the enemy for way more damage than he would normally attack for, by pushing himself beyond his limits. And he's able to do this like through rage, or in literal senses, it's how much damage you take in combat. If you take enough damage, you can basically do an attack that dishes that damage back to the enemy. And now Barret has his limit break, which is the big shot. Boo! And the Guard Scorpion is down. See you later, sucker! And we get that victory fanfare, and we've defeated our first boss of the game, which is awesome. We get an assault gun, which is a weapon for Barret, which we should equip right away. Now, because of that little fight, or that little scuffle with the Guard Scorpion, we've been here longer than we planned to be here. Come on, let's get out of here. And we only have 10 minutes until the bomb goes off. So let's equip Barret with his new gun. And let's change the configuration here to recommended. This will make the battles go a little faster, and I can just pause if I want to talk to you guys about something. So with limit breaks, it kind of puts on display how the Final Fantasy world works in most of their games. So the power level of the characters, or the strength of these characters, is basically like normal humans at the start of the game. Like they're stronger than like your average person, like somebody in the military would be, or maybe like a martial arts fighter would be stronger than a normal person. But they're not like punching through walls or lifting buildings, right? But in the Final Fantasy world, the more you battle, the stronger you grow. And eventually, you do get powerful enough to punch through a wall or jump really high or do things that are kind of superhuman. That'll reflect more in the battles and not so much in the in like the story of the game. You'll be seeing Cloud like jump like twice the height of a human or something like that during these sections of the game, whereas you walking around. But it's not explicitly stated whether that's like canon or not, or if it's just kind of an effect, or it's just you getting around the world. So here Jessie looks a little stuck, so we're gonna see what's wrong with her. You alright? My leg got stuck. Thanks. See, like she just jumped over us. But I don't think that she's like superhuman jumping over another person. I think that's just kind of for fun. In the remake, maybe they'll be able to clear that out a little bit more. But in Advent Children, which I'm not sure if I want to really count, because that movie has its positives and negatives. In Advent Children, the characters are all post Final Fantasy VII, so they're all like super strong and they're jumping around and flying and all this kind of stuff. So if you briefly hit the run button while you're back attacked, your characters will turn around and you'll take a lot less damage from being attacked. Which is what I just did there. Also, magic has, I think, 0% chance of missing. So if you're trying to attack enemies that are evasive, use a magic and you will hit them. So what was I talking about? Yeah, power levels. So basically, you know, you start out normal, and as you fight and battle, like, you can become this kind of superhuman. I think I'll talk more about that later, because there's another character who's kind of already in this story who's kind of already reached these superhuman levels, but we haven't met him yet, so I don't want to bring it up at this point. Ooh, excuse me. I'm not really sure if these enemies are supposed to be. They look kind of like Shinra grunts, but they have these weird masks and they fight with like claws and these beams. I don't know if they're supposed to be soldiers that are just wearing like a different kind of battle armor, or if they're supposed to be like a creature of some sort. It's very odd. Let's go! So you can actually miss helping Jessie there and come all the way up here and not be able to open this door, and they have to go back down and get her. Code deciphered. Alright, be careful. Code deciphered. Ah, run away! Team runs away. Jessie falls flat on her face. Cloud helps her up and they escape. And kaboom! So you can kind of see the scale of the reactor there. It's humongous. And that is a huge explosion. Because Mako is super explosive. So I think I'm going to stop the video here. That'll be the bombing run section of my playthrough. I hope you guys are enjoying it, and I hope you stick with me. Come back and we'll play the escape section of this part of the game. Yeah, I really love this game, and this is just the beginning, and it's going to get a lot better, a lot deeper, and a lot more fun as we go on. So I really hope you stick with me and watch the rest. Take care, and I'll see you later.